So in social, currently we are learning about our heritage, right? So do you remember what is a heritage? So history or tradition which a country or society has had for many years forms its heritage, right? So if you take about our heritage means the gift that we have earned from our ancestors is our heritage, right? Similarly, the heritage of our country means what? The history or tradition which a country or society has had for many years forms its heritage, right? And then what it does, it links us to our past and provides us with a sense of identity. Okay, so this heritage is providing us with a sense of identity. Okay, so if we go outside of India, if we go to America, they can easily identify we are Indians, right? In the same way, if we are going outside of Tamil Nadu to some other state, so based on our language or something, they can identify us as Tamilians, right? So that is our heritage, okay? It is providing us with a sense of identity, okay? So it links us to our past and provides us with a sense of identity. And we have seen there are two types of heritage, right? What are the two types of heritage we have? Cultural heritage and natural heritage. What are the two types of heritage? Cultural heritage and natural heritage. So what do you mean by cultural heritage? Cultural heritage means something related to our history, okay, like historical monuments, paintings, art, some things we have, no, that comes under cultural heritage. And what is natural heritage? Natural heritage indicates natural features such as mountains, rivers, trees, forests, etc. Okay, so these are the things we have learned in our previous class, right? I hope you remember. Okay. So in this lesson they have given you 7 examples of cultural heritage, okay. So we are going to learn about the one by one in our coming classes, okay. So in today's class we are going to discuss 2 examples, that is about monuments and paintings, okay. So today we are going to see how monuments and paintings are helpful for us in saying our cultural heritage, okay. Shall we start? So first we are going to learn about monuments. So I have taught about these monuments to you already, right? Do you remember that? Yes, first say me what are monuments? Say me one example of monuments. Yes, we have Taj Mahal, then so many palaces, Brihadeeshwara temple, right? These are some of the examples of monuments. So what are monuments? So monuments are some structures and buildings that has some historical importance, okay? Those are monuments. So historically important buildings comes under this monuments, okay? For that, what are the examples we have seen already? Taj Mahal, Brihadeeshwara temple and so many palaces, right? So, see, so this monuments gives us lot of information about the culture that was present in the olden times, okay. So this monuments is giving us so many information about the culture that was present in the olden times. So for example, by seeing Taj Mahal, we can say how Shah Jahan gave importance to architecture, right? And also we can know something about his lifestyle. We can know something about Mughals, right? How they lived. So seeing that Taj Mahal, we came to know something about the Mughals. In the same way, in south we have Brihadeeshwara temple, right? So Brihadeeshwara temple was constructed by Cholas. So seeing that temple and its architecture work, we came to know something about Cholas. So we will get something about Cholas, how they lived, their lifestyle, everything, okay. So thus this monuments are helpful for us in knowing about our past, okay. So this monuments gives a lot of information about the culture that was present in the olden times, okay. And see some of the examples of monuments. First we have some sacred monuments, okay. Sacred means what? That belongs to some religion, okay. So examples are temples. Temples means you know, right? The first place where Hindus worship is temples. Then mosque, worship place of Muslims. And then Gurudwaras. Gurudwaras means worship place of Sikhs, okay. And churches. We know churches, right? Churches means worship place of Christians. And then Chaityas, worship place of Buddhists, okay. And at last monasteries. Do you know what are monasteries? Monasteries is a place where group of monks or nuns live together. Okay, we have Buddhist monks and we have so many monks in Hinduism also. Similarly, in every religion we have some monks, right? Who are monks who sacrifice everything in their life, right? For example, we can say Buddha is a monk, right? So they are monks. Okay, so monasteries is a place where a group of monks live together. Okay, so these are sacred monuments. Okay, so name some sacred monuments: temples, mosques, gurudwaras, churches, chaityas and monasteries. Temples means place of worship of Hindus, mosques place of worship of Muslims, gurudwaras place of worship of Sikhs, and church place of worship of Christians, chaityas means place of worship of Buddhists, and at last monasteries means a place where a group of monks live together. Okay, these are considered as sacred monuments. And then we have some monuments that are not related to any religion. Okay, so what are those? Palaces. Whether palaces belong to any religion? No, right? So palaces means the place where king live. Okay, so palaces, forts and towers are example of monuments that are not related to any religion. So palaces means place where king live, his official residence place. Okay, fort means also it is like palace only, but it cannot be easily attacked by the enemies. Okay, so that is some like protection area for the kings. Okay, so and towers. Towers, you know towers, right? But we have to think about the towers that is constructed in the past. For example, we can take Qutub Minar. Okay, so these are the monuments that do not belong to any religion. Okay, so say me some of the monuments that do not belong to any religion: palaces, forts and towers, right? So along with this, some of the other example of this monuments are, say, ruins of Indus Valley, Nalanda University and Hampi village. Okay, so what do you mean by the term ruins? Ruins means what? Something that is damaged. Okay, it is damaged but we have some remain, that is ruin. Okay, so ruins of Indus Valley. Do you remember Indus Valley civilization? The last unit also we have learned, right? When Indus Valley civilization was there? Very old, right? It was in the prehistory. We have learned this in ancient period. So at the time of prehistory. Prehistory means at that time the informations were not written down. Okay. So from those damaged pieces we can know how these people in this Indus Valley civilization lived, right? So this is also one of the example of this monument. Okay. And also Nalanda University. Nalanda University was the first university in our country. Okay. So this was one of the oldest one, right? So with those remainings we came to know how education was there at that period. And also Hampi village. Okay. This is also one of the oldest village. So this ruins of Indus Valley, Nalanda University and Hampi village is also speaking more about our cultural heritage. Okay. So that's all about monuments and cultural heritage. Okay. Shall we recall once again? See how monuments are helping us to know about cultural heritage. So it gives a lot of information about the culture that was present in the olden times. Okay. And what are some of the examples of monuments? In sacred monuments we have temples, mosques, gurudwaras, churches, chaityas and monasteries. And in monuments that are not related to any religion we have palaces, forts and towers. And also at last we can know more about our cultural heritage from the ruins of Indus Valley, Nalanda University and Hampi village. Okay, these are the things about monuments. Understood? So the next example of cultural heritage is painting. Okay, so our India has a lot of paintings and different types of paintings from our ancient age itself. Okay, so how these paintings are helpful to know us about our history? How? So from these paintings, sometimes they might have drawn about a king, right? So we can know how that king lived. Or else sometimes they might have drawn about some happenings like battles or something else of their time. So we can know about that event, right? Or else sometimes they might have drawn about some god. So we can able to know about that god. seeing that paintings. Okay, thus these paintings are helpful for us to know about our culture. Okay, so the first type of painting is cave paintings. Okay, you know caves, right? So cave paintings means what? The paintings that were drawn on caves, right? Yes. So cave paintings means these are the paintings that are drawn on the walls on caves. Okay. So we have example is Ajanta and Ellora cave paintings. Okay. So in Ajanta and Ellora cave paintings, they have drawn about Buddha. Okay. So seeing these paintings, we can know more about Buddha. Okay. So example of cave painting is Ajanta and Ellora cave paintings. Okay. And also in addition to this, we can see some paintings on the temples also. So they might have drawn about the king who have constructed that temple or else the god in that temple. Okay. So in temple also we can see so many paintings. Okay. And then another type of paintings we have in the ancient India is miniature paintings. Okay. So what do you mean by mini? Mini means small, right? Miniature means small sized thing. So miniature paintings means these are the paintings that are small in size. Okay. Miniature paintings are the paintings that are small in size. So when these paintings were drawn means during the Mughal period. Okay. So in our previous lesson we have learned, right, about Mughals. In the medieval period, Mughals were there like Akbar, Jahangir, Shah Jahan. Do you remember? Yes. In their period only these miniature paintings were drawn. Okay. So this shows scenes from Mughal courts and battlefields. So during Mughal period, these miniature paintings are famous, and these paintings show what happened in the battlefield and the courts of this Mughals. Okay. So from that we can know more about the Mughals. What are the battles they have fought, whether they have won in the battle, and also what happened in their court. Okay. So these are things about miniature paintings. And at last we have folk paintings. You know folk dance, right? Like something that is related to village, or they will choose a character from the books like Ramayana and Mahabharata and they will draw about them. Something like that, okay? That is folk painting, okay? So one of the example of folk painting is Madhubani painting, okay? So from this folk painting also we can know about the lifestyle of the people, okay? So example of folk painting is Madhubani painting. Okay. So these are the things about painting. Okay. So from ancient period itself, our India has a lot of paintings and different types of paintings. Okay. So one type of painting is cave paintings. These are the paintings that are drawn on the caves. Okay. So example is Ajanta and Ellora caves, where it has the pictures of Buddha. Okay. So from these paintings we can know about Buddha. And next type of painting is miniature paintings. Miniature means it's a what? Small. So these are the pictures that are small in size. And they say about the scenes from Mughal courts and battlefield. Okay. So miniature paintings are famous during the Mughal period. And then we have folk paintings. An example of folk painting is Madhubani painting. Okay. Understood? So as I said earlier, today we have learned two examples of cultural heritage, right? Monuments and also about painting. Shall we recall those both things once again? Yes, what we have learned at first about monuments, right? So what are monuments? It is some structure or buildings that has some historical importance, right? And we have seen how these monuments are saying about our history, right? So these monuments are highly helpful for us to know about our ancient culture. Okay. So we have seen some of the examples of monuments, right? So first we have sacred monuments. Sacred monuments means what? These are the monuments that belongs to religions, right? Example, temples. Temples means place of worship for Hindus, and then mosque for Muslims, churches for Christians, gurudwaras for Sikhs, and chaityas for Buddhists, and at last we have monasteries. Monasteries means what? Place where a group of monks live together. Okay. So this comes under sacred monuments. And then we have learned about some monuments that are not related to any religion, right? What are they? Palaces, forts, and towers, right? Very good. Along with this, we have ruins of Indus Valley, Nalanda University, and Hampi village. So these are the examples of monuments, right? And then we have learned about paintings. India we have more number of paintings and different types of paintings, right? So first we have learnt about cave paintings. Cave paintings means what? Paintings that are drawn on the walls of caves. What example we have learnt? Ajanta and Ellora caves. Okay, so this cave paintings says about the life of Buddha. Okay, and then we have seen miniature painting. Miniature paintings means what? Small sized paintings. These are drawn during the Mughal period, right? So this shows the scenes from the battlefield and court of Mughals. And at last we have learned folk painting. An example of folk painting is Madhubani painting, right? So along with this we have some paintings that are drawn on temples also. Okay, so that's all for today's class, children. So I hope that now you know about this monuments and paintings in cultural heritage, right? So if you have any doubt in today's class, contact me. Okay, and also today your homework is you have to learn chapter 1 and 2. Okay, you know, right, our exam is going to come, so we have chapter 1 to 5 as our exam portion. Okay, so among that you are going to revise chapter 1 and 2 in today's class. Okay, so I will ask questions to you in the next class. Okay, so in the next class we can discuss about dance and music. Okay, meet you in the next class. Thank you.